What's going on, YouTube? My name is Corey. This is an episode of what I like to call Gun Talk, and I am going to talk about my everyday carry and also what I carry on my person and what I carry in a backpack just in case in the event I'm not able to drive home, if I have to walk home, EMPs, this, that, or the other. Jumping right into it, showing what's on my person. I'll try to go through it as quick as I can. Flashlight, obvious reasons. In my opinion, a flashlight is a blinding tool. It's also a tool to be able to obviously see in the dark. So obviously, and some people would say I keep a cell phone on me, but your cell phone is for communications. If communications are down, you're going to want to keep the battery charged on your cell phone. So you're going to want to utilize other items as, paper maps, compasses. I keep compasses, this, that, or the other. The next item on my person is obviously a knife, Smith and Wesson, um, Smith and Wesson pocket knife. This isn't for combat for me. Personally, knives are tools. You can use them for self-defense, however, but there's other purposes I would rather use a knife for. I use a firearm for my self-defense. Another item on my list, and this goes with my weapon system, but normally a magazine pouch. I keep an extra magazine in my pocket, whether it be like this double stack here or even single stack. This pouch is pretty useful as far as that goes. Um, a lot of people talk about keys. I'm not going to go over that. Always keep a lighter on you. Any source of fire is essential to have, especially when you're out. I mean, if you need fire, if you need to excuse me, if you need to dry off your socks, and I'm going to talk about that too. If you get wet and you need to dry up, you always need a source of fire. As far as on my person, one of the weapon choices I use, I'll go ahead and show you guys that it is clear. Nothing's in there. Check even again. Nothing's in there. I use a Ruger Security 9. I'm a fan of Ruger. They're American. A lot of people try to say that they are German. They are not German. They've never been German. They have always been American. I'll talk about that too. When it comes to guns, for me, it's not necessarily about brands. It's more about specific models. And I think the Security 9 is a very good competitor in the gun world. The only thing I will say negative about the gun is the fact it has a manual safety. I would like to actually have the pro model, which doesn't have the safety at all. But as long as you train with a safety, it's really not a problem to have a safety. And what I'm running with that weapon system is sorry, We the People holster. Again, an American product. This is specifically made for my Ruger Security 9. Another thing on my person, obviously, is another magazine. Wingman holster for the magazine, also Kydex. Personally, I prefer leather, but Kydex is good for holstering and reholstering. It's very good for function. And to be dead honest with you, the Ruger Security 9, it was actually hard to find a quality leather holster for. But Kydex holsters are good too. I'm not opposed to them. Personally, again, I like leather, more of a natural material, but, Kydex is good, it's durable. And if you're carrying a gun, you should always have a reload for your gun. I mean, if you have a malfunction and you only have one magazine on you, you're going to have to pull that mag out, function your weapon, cycle your weapon, and put the same mag back in versus dropping the mag and just putting in a new mag when you've cleared your jam or whatever. If you don't bring a reload, you fail to prepare. Even when I carry multiple weapons on me, which I'm going to get into, when I carry multiple weapons on me, I have a way to reload for each weapon I'm carrying on me. Sometimes what I carry as well. I'm going to talk about some of the guns I carry. This is empty. I also carry a 357 EAA Windicator. It is a budget pistol, but EAA is made out of Germany, and I have to say, for the price of this 357, I am very happy with the quality of this weapon. Anyways, I carry this sometimes with my 9mm, depending what I'm wearing. I will carry my 357, and I'll carry my 9mm at the 3-4 o'clock position. And if I carry my 357 and my 9mm, I also have a way to reload for my 357 with this speed loader. And that I am running a leather holster, by the way, which I actually prefer for comfort. This holster draws pretty good. You really get a good purchase on the weapon. This is a Varsity holster for anybody who's bought the EAA Windicator. Very good gun for a low price, honestly. It is a very good gun. I've had it for years. And I like the weight on it. It's a little bit heavier, and I like that to mitigate the recoil of the 357. My next type of weapon that I carry, as you can see, empty, empty. 1911 T-SAW, U.S. Army. This is a very good 1911, also what you would consider a budget weapon. The T-SAW 1911, I have to say, is very reliable. I was shooting hollow point ammo out of the box because some people say 1911s you have to break in. And, with this 1911, I didn't have to at all. I actually shot FMJ later on. I wanted to see how everything else would run. And by the way, if you carry a 1911, the way this weapon system is meant to be carried, it's cocked and locked with the safety on the lock. You have multiple safety features on 1911s. You have a back beaver tail, the grip safety, and you also have a thumb safety on your 1911. The term cocked and locked comes from this weapon system, and that is how this weapon is made to be carried. Do not try to decock the hammer. Trying to decock the hammer, you might make the weapon go off and have an accident. A lot of people have done so. If you're going to carry without one in the chamber, I guess if that's how you feel more comfortable, but I'll be honest with you, there can be trouble out of that as far as brandishing goes. You're going to have to do some more research as far as that one, but, and plus, too, I mean, they always say, are you going to put a seatbelt on after an accident? No, you are not. So, which leads me to another thing about press checks. People talk about press checks. I personally don't believe in press checks because I know the condition of my weapons, and the condition is ready to fire, is how I keep my weapon systems. And I am also running a Kydex holster. I'm kind of trying something new. That's why I got a couple Kydexes. Again, I prefer leather, but I will say I do like the functionality when it comes to Kydex. I'm jumping subjects, but just trying to get a full feel here. Ammo that I carry a lot of times, I carry different brands of ammo. I do like Pilgrim, the lightweight ammo, high velocity. I do carry Nosler. I also I like Sid Sawyer. I like their ammo. Critical Hornady, I think, is a little bit overrated. I carry it in my revolvers, but as far as my semi-autos, I really don't trust it. I've had reliability issues. I know some people don't, and that's fine, but personally, I've had reliability issues. Moving on to my backpack. This bag, again, this is to walk home. A lot of times I carry extra water in it just to throw in a side note, but starting with this pouch here, poncho. Obviously why I would have a poncho. Sometimes I even put it on my backpack. I don't mind getting wet myself. Yeah. Sorry. All right. in this front pouch, excuse me, which is quickly accessible, which is why I put this in my front pouch. Tourniquet, for obvious reasons. I have a whole first aid kit, okay? And everything I bought is pretty reasonable. So tourniquet, first aid kit, bandanas. There's so many uses out of bandanas. So many uses. I suggest anybody to have a couple bandanas in their bug out bag. Seriously, there's no point not to. I mean, they don't even take up that much room. You'll notice something about me. I like knives. This is more of a utility knife. My Smith earlier I said was a tool, yes, but this is more of my rough knife. You know, there's a saw on it. That's another thing. That is one difference. You always want to have a knife with a saw and also a knife with just a regular blade on it. Another thing I carry, tactical pin. This tactical pin has different items on it. Ferro rod. That's another thing you're going to notice about me. I carry multiple ways to start fires. I think fire is essential for a bad survival, everyday carry. There's a whistle on this. There's a pin. There's also a window breaker, ferro rod, compass, and there's two more tools on there as well. Trying to go through it as quick as I can for you guys. Storm matches. Yes, again, you need source of fire. Fire is part of life. That's how we've made it this far. Another knife, I would say this is more my Skinner. You know, if I'm out and I got to hunt, I'm out for the night. You know, it's approximately 21, 22 miles from my security guard home, and I can hike 20 plus miles in one sitting. However, if I had to camp overnight for any type of reason, that's kind of what this bag is prepared for. Just double checking, seeing if I'm missing anything. But no, I believe that is that pouch. Moving on to the bad pouch. And honestly, there's really not much more. I like to leave room in my patch as well for other things. Paracord. Obvious reasons. You can do so much with paracord. You can tie a trucker's hitch, make yourself a tent. You know, there's so many things you can do with paracord. And again, doesn't even take up that much room. Now this one, you guys are probably gonna get a kick out of. Socks. Yes, I carry an extra pair of socks. Absolutely. Keep your feet dry. It's very important to keep your feet dry. Binoculars. Oh, which by the way, I meant to mention, in my first aid kit, I also have another ferro rod. I have another source, another way to start fire. Yes, just to show you guys. So I have one lighter, matches, another ferro rod. You know, I got multiple ways to where I can start fire at night. Like I said, I think it's important to have a way to start fire. And of course, I mean, I keep hand sanitizer in my medical kit. I have alcohol. That's pretty much it for my bag. You know. Oh, one more item actually. This is a multi-tool. This could go on my belt. Sometimes I carry it on my belt. Sometimes I carry it on my bag. You know, again, this has another knife on it. Who'd have known? It has pliers on it. It has a couple other tools as well. It also comes with a piece that I can put a screwdriver on and everything like that. You know, take that home just in case something, just to have tools on you. You know, these are important items to have on your person whenever you are out, even in your truck. So, this has been an episode of Gun Talk. This is my everyday carry. Different items as far as the guns, that goes through a rotation. But you guys kind of got the gist of what I'm doing. Thank you. Peace.